because she is, if Biden destroyed the Democratic Party, AOC is making sure that it never recovers like in the next 20 years. And I'm here for it. She is doing that single-handedly. Representative AOC on Lake and Riley Act. The Lake and Riley Act, you remember that is to deport, to make sure that those criminals that had committed serious crimes in the United States are deported as quickly as possible. This bill is a fundamental erosion of our civil rights. This is my question again. I already said that about AOC earlier, but how come she begins, she keeps talking like this? She keeps expressing these ideas and nobody stops her. It's like a kind of Democrats are okay with this. This is the hill you want to die on? Okay, so be it. If a person is accused of a crime, they will be detained. In this bill, if a person is accused of a crime, they will be detained and deported. So she is complaining. She is complaining that if you are in the country illegally, even if you are accused of a crime, let's say that, oh, you have not committed any crime when you have already committed a crime. If you're accused of a crime, then you will be deported immediately. You will not have the chance of a fair trial. You should not have the chance of any trial whatsoever because you don't belong to the United States in the first place. It's that simple. It's that simple. Any trial for people who are illegals in the first place is wasting money. It's wasting your money. You work. You pay taxes. You are a good citizen. You obey the law. And ladies like this, people like this, congressmen and congresswomen and congress they them like this, only care about illegals and their rights. I don't know. I will make AOC my new Meghan Markle if it's necessary. Because you know, Gavin Newsom was winning that race, but AOC has just left Gavin Newsom, well, way behind, like two heads ahead. Yeah, I'm absolutely willing to make AOC my new Meghan Markle. Why not? Why not? Deport AOC. I don't want the AOC to be deported. I don't want that. No, it is perfect. And she's the perfect Democrat. She's the perfect Democrat. She's going to do so much harm to the Democratic Party. They're not going to win an election like in 20 years. Let's watch this. We need to watch this.
I thank the ranking member. Mr. Speaker, I want the American people to know with eyes wide open what is inside this bill. Because we stand here just 2 days after President Trump gave unconditional pardons to violent criminals who attacked our nation's capital on January 6th. And these are the people.
And Biden pardoned Anthony Fauci. Well, I'm going to keep my comment on that one.
People who want you to believe, who want us to believe that they're trying to, quote unquote, keep criminals off the streets. When they are opening the floodgates. I want the American people to know what is in this bill. Because in the guise and in the wake of tragedy, we are seeing a fundamental erosion of our civil rights in this bill.
Whose civil rights? Whose civil rights? You remember the words that we were reviewing yesterday? The jurisdiction of, or pertaining to the jurisdiction of, under whose jurisdiction is somebody who is not a legal resident or a citizen of the United States. That person is under the jurisdiction of another country. It's that simple. You are in the wrong country by the wrong means. So you don't deserve anything. It's that simple.
If a person is so much as accused of a crime, if someone wants to point a finger and accuse someone of shoplifting,
that would be a waste, right? I If there is a 1,000 bounty for every illegal, you're not going to accuse them of a crime. No, you're going to apprehend them yourself to go for the bounty. That would be silly. That would be stupid. But well, let's let her continue.
They will be rounded up and put into a private detention camp and sent out for deportation without a day in court.
To be fair, that sounds great. If she thought that she was, speaking against that idea, I think that this is the best way to sell the idea of mass deportations that I've ever heard. Even I say that Tom Homan is just spot on how savage he is, but AOC herself, she's helping sell the idea this way. You heard her. It sounds great.
Without a moment to assert their right and without a moment to assert the privilege of innocent until proven guilty.
They are already guilty of entering the country illegally.
Without being found guilty of a crime, they will be rounded up.
They're already guilty of the crime of entering the country illegally.
That is what is inside this bill.
And I would like to know what is inside your head, but I know that I don't have much expectations. I still know that I'm going to be disappointed.
Fundamental suspension of a core American value. And that is why I rise to oppose it.
That is gaslighting. That is gaslighting. There's no core American value into letting people enter the country illegally and then pay for their housing, their food, their clothes, their mobile phones, their internet connection, and schools for their children. How is that an American value? How is that a value in any country? A country should be focused on its citizens, on its legal residents, on its veterans, on its elderly, on the homeless, on all the people who want a chance, not only, a fair chance to prove themselves, but maybe a chance to show their talent at what they do best. Have you thought about that? Have you thought all that you can help people who are, your citizens, the people who elected you? Because those illegals did not elect you. You were elected by people who actually are American citizens, who are the only ones who can vote for you. And you're doing everything that you can to help people to do not belong to the United States. I don't know how, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you, if she gets elected again, there's actual insanity. There's actual insanity. Yeah, Christina NYC, spot on. AOC is Bernie Sanders' mentee. Sanders is a radical leftist senator. There's a very elegant way, Christina. That's a very elegant way saying that they are fucking commies. They're effing commies. That's it. They're just commies, and they want to appeal to victimhood, appeal to victims of nothingness, the nothing burger, and in spite of the actual rights of Americans. And they do that to everyone's faces. That is just plain gaslighting. If
you're a dreamer, all someone has to do is point a finger and you will be rounded up. And we have seen moments like these happen before. In the Patriot Act, in the wake of the travesty of 9/11, a fundamental suspension of American civil liberties. That is what we are seeing here today. Mr. Speaker, you may wonder why so many of our friends across the aisle who care so deeply about the rule of law happen to be so desperate to pass this bill.
Because the rule of law should defend the citizens of the United States of America. I know the answer. I would be raising my hand. I know. Pick me. I know the answer. Pick me. No.
After they are unleashing people who attacked police officers here on this Capitol into roaming our streets, who are publicly saying now they want to get a gun, suddenly these folks care about public safety? I don't think so. Look no further than the price tag of this bill, $83 billion. They know that it can't be paid for. They know that the capacity is not there.
To be fair, many people would help with that bill for free. For free.
And you know what will be there? Private prison companies.
Private prison companies. That sounds nice.
Are going to get flooded with money. Who give this money, no doubt. I want folks at home to look. Look at what members of Congress are invested in private prison companies who receive this kind of money, and look at the votes on this bill. It is atrocious that people are lining their pockets with private prison profits.
Wait a second. I thought that, capitalism was the thing that built so many things. Capitalism. Thanks to capitalism, you have the clothes that you're wearing, the iPhone that you're using, the lectern where you're speaking, the mic that is amplifying your annoying voice, all of that. If thanks to capitalism, because socialism, the socialism that you happen to defend so eagerly, has produced nothing. Socialism only steals from the people who actually do the things. It's that simple. Has always been like that. I will go full Ayn Rand on you, AOC. I will go full Ayn Rand on you, and you don't want me to go full Ayn Rand on you. Believe that.
Profits in the name of a horrific tragedy and the victim of a crime. It is shameful. It is absolutely shameful. And Mr. Speaker, I'll conclude with this. In a few months, there are members of Congress who voted for this bill who are going to pretend they didn't know about all the bad things that are going to happen because of it.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think that every single one who voted for that they know that the American people are watching them really closely. And we have the means of applying all the pressure that is necessary. Only we are not talking about being partisan or left and right here. We're talking about having common sense. This is just all plain common sense. And the good thing is that all those representatives, all those senators can be pressured with common sense. Because, I think the people, as they say, we the people, I think most people in the United States are fed up with the nonsense. And so many things that Donald Trump is doing right now is not even 1 week in. It's not even 1 week in. It's doing so many things. People are going to find out what it takes to rebuild a country and how bad was the Biden-Harris administration. That's why it's so important to highlight the thoughts and points of view of these morons, because that way more people will realize that they're just that, morons. That's my job, by the way. Highlight the morons. That's why I have to make fun of them. I have to bully them. Put them to shame. They are shameless still. But that's what I do. That's what I do. I think it's 10 more seconds of this struggle.
So when a private prison camp opens in your town, when a dreamer...
Time has expired.
I yield the gentlelady an additional 30 seconds.
So when a private prison camp opens in your town, and they say, we didn't know this was going to happen, know that they did, and they voted for it.
And they will be happy about that.
When a dreamer is disappeared from your classroom.
Let's say that the teacher can allocate more time for the rest of the kids.
When the President of the United States destroys what is left of the Constitution, as he's announced in this attack on birthright citizenship.
We talked about birthright citizenship yesterday, and I have a video, so make sure that you watch it. And the video's on my channel, on the Jesus Enrique Rosas channel.
They will all say, we didn't know this was coming. And I want the American people to know that they did. This vote represents it. And with that, I yield back. Thank you.
Yeah, that's more than enough. This is enough insanity for today. I don't understand. I don't understand. This is important. That is an important. That is an important word. Question, Christy C. What the F is a dreamer? You know, they make sure to use that word. We already know that because that word evokes, oh, a dreamer, someone who is dreaming of a better future, somebody who is dreaming of. No, wait a second. We need priorities. I mean, I can sound. I know that sometimes I can sound like I'm cold-blooded. That I'm. What would be the word? But I'm like evil. There's a better word for that. There's a better word. While I find a word, let's see what you're saying in the live chat because I want to talk about that. Let's see the live chat.